Your exam is around the corner, and now you need a way to test your knowledge before the exam. Right now, we're going to take a mini 25-question practice exam to test your study skills. So, let's get started, and good luck. A principal broker who has entered into a written listing agreement with a seller must A. Give all oral offers to the client, B. Give all written offers to the client, C. Give only those written offers to the client that the broker knows contain acceptable terms, or D. Give all oral and written offers to the client. The correct answer is B. Give all written offers to the client. A principal broker who has entered into a written listing agreement must deliver all written offers to lease or purchase to a client without delay. Remember, talk is cheap. Oral offers are nothing. When is an oral lease valid and enforceable in Kentucky? A. If at least 2 witnesses are present at its creation. B. When used for commercial properties only. C. If the lease is for a period less than 1 year. Or D. If the lease is for a period more than 2 years. The correct answer is C. If the lease is for a period less than 1 year. According to the statute of frauds, leases exceeding 1 year must be in writing to be enforceable. Leases for less than 1 year in Kentucky are not required to be in writing, although it is advisable to do so. When must a principal broker present all written offers to purchase to a seller client? A. Within 2 days of receiving the offer. B. Within 5 days of receiving the offer. C. Only when requested by the seller. Or D. Without delay. The correct answer is D. Without delay. A principal broker who has entered into a written listing agreement or other brokerage agreement must deliver all written offers to lease or purchase to a seller client without delay. Without delay means as soon as possible. A written offer to purchase must include A. The proposed payment terms, B. The name of the attorney representing the buyer, C. The signature of the sellers only, or D. The name and address of the lender. The correct answer here is A. The proposed payment terms. A written offer to purchase must include the proposed payment terms and must be signed by the offeror or buyer. Neither the name and address of the lender nor the name of the attorney representing the buyer must be included. A counteroffer must include A. The amount of the buyer's earnest money deposit, B. The date and time the counteroffer expires, C. A legal description of the property, or D. The maximum purchase price. The correct answer is B. The date and time the counteroffer expires. A counteroffer must include the date and time the counteroffer expires and must be signed by the parties making the counteroffer. If you like these questions, you can get thousands more just like them. We have an online exam prep package that you can buy to get instant access to our database of study resources like unlimited practice exams, vocabulary flashcards, and an ebook study guide that explains concepts and math formulas you'll need to know for your Kentucky real estate exam. The link for that is in the description and comments below. All right, let's get back to the questions. When may a licensee discuss a new listing agreement with a seller before the seller's current listing agreement has expired? A. The seller initiates contact with the licensee and the new listing contract will not take effect until the current listing contract expires. B. The licensee agrees to a reduced commission for the new listing agreement. C. The licensee signs a non-disclosure agreement. Or D. Never. The correct answer is the seller initiates contact with the licensee and the new listing contract will not take effect until the current listing contract expires. A licensee may discuss newly listing a property that is currently listed if the seller initiates contact, and the proposed listing contract will not take effect until the seller's current contract expires. Both the seller and licensee must also complete and sign the seller-initiated listing form. Which of the following is true regarding a principal broker's duties to a seller client? A, the principal broker must deliver all written offers to the client without delay. B, the principal broker must accept earnest money deposits. C, the principal broker must help the client develop, negotiate, and present offers and counteroffers until the transaction is completed. Or D, the principal broker owes all these duties to a seller client. And the correct answer is, you guessed it, D, principal broker owns all these duties to a seller client. A broker who has entered a written listing agreement with a seller client must deliver all written offers without delay, accept earnest money deposits, and help the client develop, negotiate, and present offers and counteroffers until the transaction is complete. Which of the following is true about electronic signatures on contracts? A, they are legally binding. B, they may be used in residential transactions, but wet signatures are still preferred. C, they may be used in Kentucky only on commercial transactions. Or D, they may or may not be legally binding depending on a locality's rules. The correct answer is A, they are legally binding. Real estate documents may be signed, transmitted, and stored electronically, and electronic signatures are legally binding. Which of the following is a license law violation? A, retaining escrow fund records for the required 2 years. B, acting as an undisclosed dual agent. C, failing to recommend that a buyer obtain an inspection of a property. Or D, advertising listings without an advertising license. The correct answer is B, acting as an undisclosed dual agent. The Commission may take disciplinary action against a licensee who acts as an undisclosed dual agent in a transaction. Remember, dual agent is where you represent both the buyer and the seller. Which is a disciplinary action the Commission is not permitted to take? A, license suspension. B, fines. C, license revocation. Or D, incarceration. The correct answer is D, incarceration. The Commission may suspend or revoke licenses, impose fines, issue reprimands, place licensees on probation, and require additional education for license law violations. However, the Commission does not have the authority to incarcerate licensees. A sales associate may manage a branch office located within blank miles from the principal broker's main office. A, 100 miles, B, 125 miles, C, 150 miles, or D, 200 miles. The correct answer is A, 100 miles. A sales associate with 2 years of experience in real estate, averaging at least 20 hours per week for the previous 24 months, may manage a branch office inside a 100-mile radius of the principal broker's main office. Out-of-state principal brokers may conduct commercial real estate transactions in Kentucky if A, they work with a Kentucky cooperating broker. B, they obtain prior approval from the Commission and their home state's commission. C, they work with another out-of-state broker. Or D, they obtain a special reciprocal license for 6 months. The correct answer is A. They work with a Kentucky cooperating broker. An out-of-state principal broker may work on commercial real estate transactions in Kentucky if they enter into a written cooperation agreement with a Kentucky cooperating broker. The agreement must specify the terms of cooperation and compensation, along with information describing the transactions governed by the agreement, among other things. An advertisement for a guaranteed sales plan must disclose A. Whether a fee is charged for participating, B. The penalty for failing to sell a property, C. That a property must be sold within 30 days of signing the agreement, or D. That the brokerage firm sets the purchase price for the property. The correct answer is A. Whether a fee is charged for participating. An advertisement for a guaranteed sales plan must disclose whether a fee is charged and if there are other qualifications for participating in the plan. The ad must also state whether the licensee or third party determines the purchase price and if the owner must buy other property listed for sale by the licensee. Finally, an ad must disclose whether an exclusive buyer agency agreement is required. A broker's escrow account, A. must be interest-bearing, B. may be used for both business and third-party funds, C. may not commingle the broker's funds with third-party funds, or D. may not be used to pay bank service fees. The correct answer is C. may not commingle the broker's funds with third-party funds. Each broker is required to maintain a trust account in a depository in Kentucky, which may be interest-bearing, be separate from personal or business accounts, be used only for third-party funds, and have no commingling with the broker's own funds. Brokers may pay bank service fees out of the account. Licensees whose licenses were revoked must wait blank years before reapplying for a license. Is it A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, or D, 5? The correct answer is 5, D. Licensees who have had their licenses revoked must wait 5 years before reapplying for a license. They must also retake the licensing exam and meet all other requirements to reapply. So don't get your license revoked. What must occur before a sales associate may use an assumed name in an advertisement? A. It must be registered with the sales associate's principal broker. B. It must be registered with the commission. C. It must include a nickname. Or D. It must be recorded by the sales associate's principal broker. The correct answer is B. It must be registered with the commission. An assumed name must be registered with the commission and populated in the licensee's online services portal before it can be used in advertisements. A broker's information security system must A. establish penalties for cybersecurity breaches, B. be updated at least every 6 months, C. prohibit the disclosure of clients' confidential information by anyone affiliated with the firm, or D. be audited by a cybersecurity professional to ensure it meets state requirements. The correct answer is C. prohibit the disclosure of clients' confidential information by anyone affiliated with the firm. Brokers must maintain an information security system that notifies licensees, employees, and unlicensed persons of the company's procedures involving confidential information. It must also prohibit the disclosure of confidential information by anyone affiliated with the firm and require clients to be notified if confidential information relating to a transaction is inadvertently disclosed. Which of these documents are principal brokers not required to retain? Always look out for not, except, words like that. A, closing sheets. B, seller's disclosure of property condition forms, C, earnest money receipts, or D, team text messages? The correct answer is D, team text messages. Licensees must keep records of earnest money receipts, closing sheets, and the seller's disclosure of property condition forms for 5 years from the date of the transaction. They are not required to retain copies of the team's text messages. When must a licensee give a client a copy of a document that he or she has signed? A, at the time of signing. B, no later than 1 business day after signing. C, no later than 5 business days after signing. Or D, no later than at closing. The correct answer is A, at the time of signing. Licensees must give clients copies of all documents they execute at the time the document is signed. A sales associate wants to sell an apartment building he owns that is not generating the income he expected. Which of the following is true? A, the licensee is barred from personally selling the property since he is licensed. B, the sales associate may sell the property provided he discloses the losses as shown on his income tax return. C, the licensee may sell the property without restriction regardless of the profitability. Or D, the sales associate may sell the property provided he makes proper disclosure as to his license status. The correct answer is D, the sales associate may sell the property provided he makes proper disclosures as to his license status. A licensee may sell property he or she owns provided the licensee discloses the fact in writing to all parties before entering into a contract. At what point in a transaction does a licensee's fiduciary duty of confidentiality end? A, when the transaction closes. B, if the transaction does not close. C, 5 years after closing. Or D, it continues after the agency relationship ends. The correct answer is, you got it, D, it continues after the agency relationship ends. A licensee's fiduciary duty of confidentiality to a client continues after the agency relationship ends. A condo buyer may void the sales contract within blank days of receipt of the condominium seller's certificate. A, 2, B, 4, C, 5, or D, 10. The correct answer is C, 5. A buyer has the right to void the sales contract within 5 days from receipt of the condominium seller's certificate. In Kentucky, which party holds legal title to a property during the term of a mortgage loan? A, title officer. B, buyer. C, lender. Or D, seller. The correct answer here is B, the buyer. In Kentucky, the buyer or borrower owns legal title to a collateralized property during the mortgage loan term, while the lender owns equitable title. Which of the following is not, watch out, not a fiduciary duty owed to clients? A, loyalty. B, compensation. C, confidentiality. Or D, reasonable care and diligence. The correct answer here is B, compensation. Licensees owe clients the fiduciary duties of loyalty, obedience, disclosure, confidentiality, reasonable care and diligence, and accounting. Licensees do not have a duty to compensation to clients. At what point in a transaction must a licensee provide the agency consent agreement? A, before signing a written agreement to provide brokerage services. B, within 5 days after accepting an earnest money deposit. C, within 10 days after discussing brokerage services. Or D, anytime before closing. The correct answer is A, before signing a written agreement to provide brokerage services. A licensee must provide the agency consent agreement to prospective client before entering into a written agreement to provide brokerage services. So, how'd you do? Let me know how many questions you got right in the comments below. Now, if you want more free exam prep resources, then check out this video next. All right, everyone, that's all for today. I'll see you next time.